Samad, who is a photographer, videographer, designer, and the convener of Motion Conference. That's a lot. All right, he has a platform which is used to connect young creatives together and empowering campus creatives through access, mentorship, and real industry conversations. You're welcome to the show. Good morning.
Good morning. Lovely to be here.
You said it's your first time, but you're doing great so far.
Right, yeah.
Yes, so I really love what you're doing, of course, as a young person who is trying to bridge the gap, especially for talent and for the creative industry. But let me first start. Why did you even feel there was a need for a platform like the Motion? What inspired the idea?
Basically, what inspired the Motion Conference was, fellow students, creatives, fellow photographers who had skills and weren't using it right, or who, they were being underpaid, or videographers who, were being misused, mishandled, all in the name of, oh, I'm giving you a job. So many creatives who don't really know how to position themselves into the industry as professionals. And it's something that really speaks to me, because I can also relate. I'm still very much up and coming, I am still learning, and I'm still trying to build myself. But through it all, I believe that I have learned a lot, and I also have a lot of knowledge to share, but there are so many other creatives I need to learn so much more from people that have actually done a lot with their career. That's what inspired the Motion Conference.
Okay, so people talk about, I can also relate to, especially that underpaid part. Oh dear. Oh yeah. So people talk a lot about creative economy is being saturated with a lot of people. People want to do things. You want to be so many things in one person, but you don't know how to handle it. What does it really mean for young Nigerians on campus? That's for the young creators on campus right now, being in the creative sector.
Okay, it's many people do it as a fear of missing out, honestly. Like many people that just say, okay, I want to be a photographer, I want to be a content creator. But it gets to a point where even if you do it, as an act of impulse, you start understanding the industry and realize that this is a lot.
Exactly.
There are 1,001 photographers in your campus, 1,001 videographers, 1,000,001 content creators, especially in my school, Lagos State University, so many, type of creatives. And you think that, okay, well, there are so many people, should I give up, should I step back? No. There's space for everyone. You should rather learn how to stand out, be special with what you do. There are literally enough companies, yes, I can't believe I'm saying this, but there are literally enough clients for the different type of services that creatives offer. So you just need to position yourself in the right way, have your own personal brand, sell yourself, make sure you have something that people would actually want and that, will make people want to choose you, no matter what you do.
Nice. So what is the biggest misconception student creatives have about success in the industry?
The biggest misconception, one thing I believe that many people usually misunderstand is that they think that by doing a lot of free work, they would easily get access to big places.
Yeah, right.
I volunteered, Taya. I volunteered so much. It landed me in the hospital last September.
Wow.
And of course, I'm not big yet, though. I'm still upcoming. But it got to a point where I learned that people actually appreciated me for the volunteering gigs I did. I get called to head media teams for events around places. I get called for gigs by 1 or 2 companies here and there. You get, so it will all pay off, but there are better ways you can do it. You don't have to be at every nook and cranny, shoot 1,000 clips a day, edit it, deliver it for the next day. They will shout at you for something they are not even paying you for. You get this. You can actually build yourself. You just need to understand what you are doing. You can actually build yourself without, working yourself out. You have to work smarter, not harder.
But sorry to cut you there, what are some practical strategies, targeting young student creatives? Like you said, the eagerness is there, they want to quickly do jobs so that people can know them. How can they streamline their talent in such a way that they're not taking up so much jobs and they're focusing, and of course, being able to attract the right people, even in school?
The first thing that I've learned from, a couple videos online and, also real life experience is to know your niche. Once you can narrow down what it is exactly you do, it will be very, very easy for you to plan yourself, so as work yourself out, so you know your target audience, so you know who you pitch to, so you know which skills you learn. So you first have to pick your niche. You may be a wedding videographer, you may be a documentarist. There are so many things you could do. You just need to know your niche, and from there, it will help you streamline everything and make it easy for you to just navigate that space.
Now, as I'm saying this niche now, somebody might be watching and saying, Oga niche, Bawo, in this Nigeria that we need to make money. So if there are no gigs for the weekend for weddings, they will do other stuff like, to narrow down niche will be very hard. Like somebody will be saying, oh, it will be tough. But yeah, let's talk about access. You talk about volunteering and then access. Why is it really, this access, why is it a big issue for creatives? Especially in that part of volunteering, because, I have to volunteer, I don't have to collect money for my gig, because, I'm up and coming, let me just do it to be able to enter this room. But there and there, they don't know how to really say, I'm demanding this fee for my service. Why is it a big issue?
It usually stems from the fact that many creatives are not confident of their work. That's one major issue. And I feel like before you can sell your craft, you need to love it yourself. I have met many creatives who are not as good as some others, yet are able to charge higher. They drop their price list hundreds of thousands, and not that they are not good, but they are not necessarily exceptional. Then you meet some up and coming people who implement so much work into their craft, and at the end of the day, it's either they don't charge or like they charge very little, and it's all as a result of how you see yourself. It's how you see yourself that the world will see you. So to solve that issue, I just say that you just need to see yourself, appreciate your craft, have faith in the quality of your craft, so you can actually sell it to people. So when you are like working at an event, you can confidently say, okay, if you want me to shoot this video for you, it's going to cost you so because the videos I create, the memories I create, what I capture is actually worth this and that.
I like articulating, but let's talk about the uncomfortable questions. Burnout, imposter syndrome, rejection. You talked about how you were almost going through burnout last year, taking up so much. Why is it important for Motion to create spaces for those conversations? I like how young people are now having conversations about the things that they need to do to move themselves to the next level. So why is it important to have those conversations? Why was Motion even created to have those conversations,
It all stems back to one of our speakers at Motion. His name is Anu Ade. He's one of the biggest content creators in Lagos State University. I worked with Anu Ade back when he started, when he had 4,000 followers, back when I was in 100 level. And I know what he went through, the amount of stress he goes through to post like 8-10 videos a day on his TikTok. It was a lot of effort. And not many people will see that. People will just see, okay, Anu, he has 450k followers. Many people see him on campus. They don't know the kind of work behind it. You get? So I'm creating this Motion conference so creatives can just understand that to actually get to a point of success, there are so many things you have to go through. Anu will create videos, he had his own phone, but you borrow phone, you carry people along, carry team members along to shoot one 10-second skit. Can need like 5 people around him directing, controlling so many things. So creatives need to actually know that you don't just start skinny and you start getting 100k views. No, you start from the minimum. You start with hard work. You start with consistency. You start with knowing what you are doing. You start with selling your own personal brand too.
I love that. So everybody is working triple hard these days, to achieve their goals and targets.
Honestly. So one thing about the Motion conference that I got to learn that I'm interested in is it's not just about the talk. It's not about having the panel session. There's this give out of tools, creative tools like gimbals, different lights. Why are you smiling like that now?
That's big.
Giveaway,
That's a real massive giveaway.
Exactly.
I should even come to so I can get.
I need a
free.
gimbal. So why do you go beyond that? Like beyond, we have like normal conferences. We have a lot of conferences for creatives, and then we just come and sit, you write, you do everything, you do the network, but still things are not working. But you decide to go way and beyond to give out these tools. Why is this so important? Why do you decide to go that extra step?
This is beyond. This is because at the end of the day, we actually need something to kickstart this creatives journey, and it's still something we're working on from our end. A lot of things in the works. That's why I'm putting this out there. If you're a brand that I feel you want to support over 1,000 creatives in Lagos State University, there are a lot of creators, photographers, content creators. You can reach out to us, the Motion Conference on Instagram, and the goal basically is to give these people an edge. Many people need that little push, that encouragement that I don't have a phone, I don't have a gimbal, I don't have a mic, I don't have this. Once we give that to you, they'll start creating. I remember I've actually had passion for taking pictures with my phone since like 2017. It all started from there. I went to JJT Park with my sister and took a really nice picture. I was like, oh my God, I can do this thing. But I never had a good phone myself. Not talk of even learning with the camera and all that. But in 2023 December, I got my first iPhone. And I just started practicing and practicing and practicing, learning. In early 2025, started learning how to use a camera, started learning lighting setup. You start from somewhere.
Exactly.
But how do you get to that somewhere? What do you use to start? That's what we are trying to achieve with the Motion Conference.
I'm sure that is something that Lagos State government, I just sort of put that would be interested in because they always support young people and creatives.
And in fact, the emphasis on LASSO now is just like,
it's only LASSO. So that's definitely a direction you should be looking at, in terms of support and conversations. But what should people expect in terms of conversations, experiences, and takeaway from the Motion? Apart from, of course, they're getting free things. That's major highlights. But I know there are other interesting conversations and maybe lovely panel sessions. What should they expect from Motion 2026?
I believe what they should, expect from Motion is a community. More than anything, the community is the most important. So many people have been reaching out to me. Oh, Dami, you are a photographer too, right? I'm a videographer. What can we teach each other? Oh, I'm a cinematographer. Oh, like me, I also want to learn cinematography too and all that too. So it builds this community. From the group chat alone, we have had conversations, interactive sessions that will let people get to know each other, meet each other. That's what we're trying to build here. Not just one event, not just one thing. We're trying to build a community over the long run where people can connect, grow, and learn. Of course, there'll be future editions of the Motion Conference. We plan on spanning across not just Lagos State University, other campuses in Lagos, and Nigeria in general.
Important. It's very important. So for brands and sponsors that are listening now, why should they see, yeah, a matter of fact, this is what investing in, but then why should they see that it is really what investing in the youth of today? Because now they've actually tagged us as keypad warriors. They don't see they don't see us as, you know, people that are willing to do the work and do stuff. But yeah, why should they see that it is what investing in the youth and for your project as well, Motion Conference?
Okay. Let's look at all of us here today. You were students before you got here. Something, you know, pushed you to get into this space. They should think of it as that. They may be bringing up the next, you know, biggest CEO of a media agency. They may be bringing up the next major photography firm that's taking pictures for the models. This is an investment of a large scale. Think of this. We currently have a community of over 1,500 members. Out of that, an estimate of about 1,000 students plus will be at the event. If a brand comes in, not just now, but also over the long run, to speak and to invest in these students, they are investing in, like, it's like an easy, cheap investment. Because once the returns start coming in, they'll remember that, okay, it was so brand that supported my story, so brand that did this, and it will also build a chance for future engagements. For example, there are so many companies that could reach out to us today. We have so many content creators at hand. You know, we can create content involving their company. So many things that can be done, so many things to benefit.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'm going to go. That's really a lovely pitch session. And if any sponsor watching, this is definitely a good time to plug into the community.
Exactly.
For young people, he articulately explained and, you know, expressed all the benefits of being part of the Motion Conference. When is it taking place? What time?
23rd April 2026. That's tomorrow by 10 a.m. at Lagos State University, Makonjuola Lecture Theatre.
Okay.
That
It's
makes
free for
sense.
everyone?
Free for everyone.
Nice. Thank you so much, Omoteji Abdul Samud, for coming on the show. Convener
having me.
of the Motion Conference, a photographer and a creative entrepreneur. I love how young people are challenging themselves to go above board, to create opportunities. They're not saying, no, there's no job.
Exactly.
They're not just saying they're on TikTok for nothing. They're actually doing the work,
Yes,
you know.
I'll do it ourselves. If those big
Yeah,
others want to do
creating
it, but-
beautiful
yeah.
content. Thank you so much for coming on the show. We'll take a break, and like we said, we'll be back. We have more conversations. Don't go anywhere.